Egypt's foreign minister rejects any division of Gaza. Egypt's army chief meets U.S. Central Command's Brad Cooper to discuss regional stability. And Spain's ambassador in Cairo praises Egypt as a key ally and partner. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati says there is no room for any discussion of dividing Gaza, urging an immediate move to implement the second phase of President Donald Trump's Gaza plan. Abdulati said the plan has no alternative and expressed hope that President Trump and the U.S. side will move forward with implementation. He said the plan was set up to succeed and be applied on the ground, adding that Egypt is working towards that goal through ongoing communications with the American side. Abdulati reiterated Egypt's rejection of any proposals aimed at fragmenting Gaza. Egypt's Armed Forces Chief of Staff General Ahmed Khalifa has met U.S. Central Commander General Brad Cooper to discuss regional developments and efforts to support stability. The Egyptian military side, General Ahmed Khalifa, held talks with UN CENTCOM Chief General Brad Cooper focused on regional developments and ways to enhance security and stability. During the meeting, the U.S. commander highlighted what he described as Egypt's important role in promoting peace and stability across the region. Spain's ambassador to Cairo says Egypt is a major ally and trusted partner, praising its role in efforts to end the conflict in Gaza. Ambassador Sergio Taranza said Egypt plays a pivotal role in promoting peace and stability in the Middle East. He also highlighted Egypt's strategic partnership within the Euro-Mediterranean region and what he described as Egypt's growing influence across Africa, calling Cairo a key partner in regional security and diplomacy. Uzbekistan's ambassador to Cairo says Uzbek delegations are stepping up visits to Egypt to expand economic cooperation, especially in ICT and textiles. Ambassador Mansour Bek said an Uzbek delegation representing Bukhara Cotton Textile Company and Tashkent Cotton Textile Company will take part in Egypt's textile and yarn exhibition from December 4th till the 7th. He said the companies aim to explore new cooperation opportunities and identify potential partners in the sector as both sides look to strengthen trade and investment links. Egypt's Commercial Service head Abdelaziz Sharif met Bosnia and Herzegovina Energy Minister Vedran Lakić to explore ways to strengthen trade and investment ties. The two sides reviewed the structure of bilateral trade, noting Egypt's exports to Bosnia reached about $51 million in 2024. Sharif said the range of exports reflects Egypt's broad industrial base, but stressed the need to increase volumes further to match Bosnian market demand and take advantage of what he described as strong export opportunities ahead. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli says accurate, continuously updated data is essential for national planning, calling for stronger digital integration across government bodies. Madbouli made the remarks during a meeting with officials from the Information and Decision Support Center to review its working supporting development efforts. He stressed the need for electronic linkage and integration between ministries and relevant agencies to ensure data is updated regularly and in a decentralized way. The Prime Minister said better data will strengthen sustainable development planning and support sound policy decisions, especially amid rapid digital transformation. The center's head, Osama El Gohari, briefed Madbouli on advanced digital platforms and smart dashboards used to collect and analyze indicators, and said the center is expanding the use of modern technologies, including artificial intelligence, to support research and public services. Voting has resumed this morning for a second day in districts where elections were annulled as part of Phase 1 of Egypt's 2025 parliamentary elections. Polling is taking place across 1,775 subcommittees in 20 districts across 7 governorates. Officials say 455 candidates are contesting 43 seats. The vote comes within the first phase of the 2025 House elections, with ballots continuing today for the affected constituencies. Egypt's National Elections Authority says it is closely monitoring the current round of parliamentary elections in a number of constituencies. The authority said it is following the voting process in several districts. It previously annulled election results in 19 constituencies across 7 governorates and ordered a rerun in one constituency in Fayoum, where 2 seats are being contested. The Elections Authority says monitoring is aimed at ensuring procedures are followed and the vote runs smoothly. Women are among the first to arrive at polling stations in Egypt's parliamentary elections, forming orderly queues to cast the ballots. Observers reported strong engagement from female voters across multiple districts, with many arriving early and waiting in organized lines outside polling committees. Election authorities said procedures were running smoothly, with security and organizational measures in place to ensure safe entry and efficient voting. The scenes reflected heightened public interest as voters take part in choosing Egypt's next legislative representation. Right now, we move to a press conference by the Lebanese Minister of Information from Beirut.
Member states in the Security Council, and before that there was a visit of the Secretary General of the UN, Khaled Al-Kayari, and he mentioned that the delegation's visit will discuss the options for Lebanon after the UNIFIL duty is done by the end of next year, and he made it clear that this option could have international forces to watch the borders or smaller forces like those in Jolan. And he confirmed that they will work with the Lebanon delegation in the UN to envision how it's going to be before mid next year. And then they will have negotiations with the UN delegations about all the updates and also the decisions about the Gaza and the Arab peace initiatives. And then he also talked about the finance gap. And he said that we are now in the latest phases of resolving this, and then we will start discussions in the minister to send it to the House of Representatives as soon as possible. I'm sorry I have been talking for a while now, but I wanted to update you all on what the Minister of Finance said so that you're all on deck with us. And so, after they have looked through the 20 points and took decisions about these 20 points, the Council of Ministers have decided that they will have a monthly report that you all know. It will be reviewed and caused here, but it was kept with the secrecy. And also the Minister of Education and Higher Education, she discussed the problems with the professors, and so they talked about standards to make sure that they are free and asked them to come together with the Minister of Finance uh, to discuss budget for this and to go back to the Council of Ministers to make sure that they have everything that they need so that the council can make up their decision as I promised in the past meeting. And then in the next one we will have a clear report from both ministers about the budget after I talked about the mechanisms and standards. Here we have a report from about the army report. Here in the south it is in its latest phases. And does this mean that we will have an Israeli withdrawal before the end of next month? And how have duties been designated now? We talked about this in the next year, and also how our finance is going to be handled.
Right, that was the Lebanese Minister of Information after a cabinet meeting during which they discussed the cabinet's or the government's economic reforms for the next phase to come. Back to our bulletin, and young men and women have dominated turnouts in Alexandria constituencies, holding rerun voting, with many arriving at polling stations from early morning. The National Elections Authority said voting has been proceeding smoothly in most polling stations since 9 a.m. and will continue until 9 p.m. on the second day of the polling. The authority said it will keep monitoring the process through the close of voting, then oversees the start of counting and tallying once polls shut. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has met Petroleum and Mineral Resources Minister Karim Badawi to review key ministry files, including steps to expand international cooperation and attract investment. During the meeting, Badawi said strengthening international cooperation is a priority for the ministry as Egypt works to exchange expertise and encourage new investments in the energy sector. He referred to a series of meetings and agreements aimed at supporting these goals, while Madbouli discussed progress across several areas of the ministry's work. Egypt has chaired the ministerial track of the Barcelona Convention COP24 in Cairo, spotlighting efforts to protect the Mediterranean from pollution with wide regional participation. Local Development Minister Manel Awad, acting as Environment Minister and chair of the current COP24 session, opened the ministerial segment on December 4th. The meeting brought together officials from Cairo and Alexandria, the Suez Canal Authority, UNEP representatives, heads of delegations from 21 Mediterranean countries, and regional and civil society organizations. UNEP's Mediterranean Action Plan coordinator outlined progress since COP23 and described 7 priority programs, including cutting pollution, protecting ecosystems, strengthening coastal management through circular economy approaches, tackling climate impacts, supporting capacity building, and expanding monitoring and public awareness. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin from Egypt. But before we wrap up, here is a recap of the top stories making headlines this hour. Egypt's foreign minister rejects any division of Gaza. Egypt's army chief meets U.S. Central Command's Brad Cooper to discuss regional stability. And Spain's ambassador to Cairo praises Egypt as a key ally and partner. For more stories and live updates, follow Qnews on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok at Qnews EGY. From all of us here, many thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates on Qnews.